Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today we are going to drive out into the desert to a place that is very, very well known, but for a completely different reason than the rest of Las Vegas. We're going to a place called Rachel, which is a very small town on the edge of the area now infamously known as Area 51, also known as the Nellis Air Force Range, in the middle of which is Groom Lake Facility, which is basically a US Air Force base. Anyway, Rachel is the closest town to Area 51. It's about as close as you can get without basically getting into trouble. But that's where we're going to go. It's also the home of the Little Ale Inn, or Alien, or Alien, which is all kind of playing on the name. So for people like me who believe in the supernatural, paranormal and so on, it's rather interesting because apparently at least 2 or 3 times a week UFOs, lights in the sky and so on are seen above this area, which kind of ties in with the fact that this is located next to Area 51, an area which, by way of interest, the US government acknowledges the existence of, but only barely. Very little information exists about what actually happens inside Area 51, which is possibly not surprising, since there are certainly people who believe that strange things are going on. Reverse engineering of alien technology, that's one of the theories. Others say that it's just simply a place where high technology is being experimented on and people naturally wanting to keep it secret, which you can understand. Anyway, there's one small landmark in the middle of the desert, which again you may have heard of, probably because it's been made famous by films like Paul, the recent one, with the guys from Hot Fuzz, Simon Pegg film, and Nick somebody, I forget his second name now. It's a place called it's not even a place, it's literally a mailbox, which is known as the Black Mailbox, believed by some to be a place where extraterrestrials drop mail off, and also a place from which, as I said, 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes, lights and so on are seen in the sky. They can't be explained by rational means. So it's called the Black Mailbox, and it's pretty well known throughout the world as a bit of a UFO mecca. Anyway, that's where we're going today. So more on that later, more footage and so on. We're going to stop for breakfast first, and later on this evening we're going to see Penn and Teller at the Rio Hotel Casino Resort in Las Vegas, in Flamingo Road. So, we shall speak to you all a little bit later on. This is the famous Little Ale Inn, situated in the tiny little town of Rachel, in the middle of this vast area of desert, surrounded by mountains. It's quite a cute little place, actually. It is actually also the closest point to the Area 51 base boundary, but you'll see more of that later on. Not the actual base, I hesitate to add, but a view of the mountains from the road. And it's very kind of them to also provide parking for aliens. As you can see, there is plenty of room to park your UFO and then pop in for a nice thirsty drink, which after travelling thousands of light years, I'm sure will be very welcome. Inside the Little Ale Inn there are some signed posters which I found from the sci-fi comedy movie Paul, which had been signed by Simon Pegg and a couple of other people. Parts of that film were set in the area immediately surrounding the town of Rachel. And here I am, standing by the iconic Black Mailbox, which is actually a rancher's mailbox, but it's also a place from where very frequently people have seen UFOs and strange lights in the skies above the mountains over Area 51. This dirt road is called Mailbox Road, and it leads first of all to a ranch, and then ultimately to the base boundary of Nellis Air Force Base, aka Area 51, Anyone trying to cross the boundary is actually arrested immediately, and for a first offence is $600 fine. This came as quite a surprise in the arid, rugged nature of this landscape. This is Paranagat Lake, which is a national wildlife reserve, which not only has this body of water, but also some marshes. So therefore, this is actually quite a diverse landscape. All kinds of wildlife and what have you thrive here. So after our trip to the Little Ale Inn, we then went into Las Vegas to the Rio Hotel Casino and Resort to watch the fantastic Penn and Teller perform. Quite a wonderful performance of magic bullet tricks, sleight of hand magic, audience participation and so on. At the end of it, when Penn and Teller had finished, they came out into the lobby and there they were surrounded by crowds of people, as you would expect. And what we basically did was we queued up in line and we got pictures of myself and Mel with Teller and with Penn, which now follow. If you like this video, click the like button below, and to be notified of new videos, don't forget to subscribe.